Today I'll be programming a Toyota Tacoma 2010, the transponder key and the fob, and I'll put a list right here of all the other models that apply to this programming procedure. So I lost my fob key and my ignition key like 2 years ago, and I'm just getting around to replacing it. I went online and I thought about trying to hire somebody local, like a locksmith, or going in to get it done, but I figured there's probably some way that I could get it done just in the comfort of my own home. And I came across this guy, Tom's Key. He's got a YouTube channel and he's got an online website, so I thought I'd give him a try. It was pretty easy. I just took a picture of my key. There's just one picture, a plain view, top-down shot, and then sent that to him, and he sent me back a key that was custom cut. So I've got 2 of those. I figured if I'm going through the hassle of doing all of this, I may as well get a spare to the spare. And then I also bought 2 new FOBs since I'm short one. So now I'll have a third in the mix. But I bought these just off of Amazon. They were like $27 and some change, something like that. So just under 30 bucks for these. So the plan is to unbox Tom's device. There's a programming tool in here. I'll unbox it and we'll see the contents and what to do next. Okay, here we go. Looks like we've got some instructions. The programming tool. This was $180 something with a it's just a rental. Upon return you get $80 back. So got the cord. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and program the fob key. In order to do it correctly, you'll actually need the ignition key as well. First thing we need to do is put the vehicle in program mode. In order to do that, we actually can just set the fob key aside for right now, and it's just a combination of opening and closing the doors and inserting and removing the key from the ignition. So here we go. Open the door, key in the ignition twice within 5 seconds. Out, close the door, open the door, close the door, open the door, key in the ignition and then out, close the door, open the door, close the door, open the door. Now we're going to put the key in the ignition. We're going to leave it there. We're going to close the door. Then we're going to turn the key to the on position till the dash lights up. And then we're going to back it out. Should get a click. Okay, good. Now we no longer need the key. Now we're ready to use the fob. We're going to push the lock and the unlock button at the same time and hold that for a second. Release. Then we're going to hit the lock button and it should lock. Okay, that's it. It's all programmed. All we have to do now is exit programming mode for the vehicle, so we just open the door. You're all set. So now if I shut the door, should be able to lock myself in. Okay, cool, that works. Unlocks. Okay, so there you have it. Fob key is programmed, transponder key is programmed, and I now have good working spares. Okay, now we're going to get into actually programming the transponder key. So first step is to locate your OBD port. Should be somewhere right under the dash. Mine had a plastic clip covering it, so I just popped that off and then was able to attach the cable. You'll want to do this before you climb in the vehicle. It makes it a little bit easier. So once I get in, I just set the cable on my knee. I have the existing key and the new key that needs to be programmed. So I'm going to pull it out of the packaging and have it ready to go. First things first, take the programming tool from Tom's Key Company, flip it over. On the back side here, it's got a 2-position switch, remote and key. Make sure it's in the key position. I'm going to set that aside. Next step is to, before inserting the key, just verify your red blinking security light is. Mine's on the lower dash. I know some vehicles have them inside the cluster, so just locate that first, because a lot of things are tied to that blinking light. Okay, so now we're gonna actually begin programming the key. First thing we need to do is insert the old key. So I'm gonna insert the old key, and then I have to turn it 2 clicks over to the on position, and at that point I have 15 seconds to hook up the programming tool. So here we go. 1, 2. Once it hooks up, you'll get a series of beeps, then you'll get the extended beeps, and then 5 to 10 seconds later, you should get the light to come on. It should turn solid. There it is, it's solid. Now I have 10 seconds to remove the old key and put the clone key in. It should start blinking again. There it goes, it's blinking. Some vehicles will give this annoying beep as it's programming the key. That's perfectly normal. Now it's gonna be blinking for the next 55 to 90 seconds. So all we're gonna do is pay attention to that. Okay, the red security light's off. Now that it's completely off, the key should be programmed. We're just gonna close out the programming mode by opening the door. That ends it. Disconnecting the programmer from the OBD, and if everything worked correctly, the car should fire up. On. Starts right up, and it's programmed.